Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Monday, February the 13th, and this is the market overview looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, CompQ, GE, XLF, and XOI. Yeah. Okay, that's a decent list. Away we go. Starting off with the Dow. All right. On Friday, we were talking about how we had the downtick and that it had been a completed bubble corrective move. Um, Only problem with this was we didn't know if this would continue on its way to the downside and or if that was going to be it, bubble corrective move. Certainly today, green, um, all fueled by the grease deal, which occurred Friday after the close. And we were talking about how we had a down move on the 14-day RSI moving average. Well, it flattened out today, and although the stochastics are attempting to still point to the downside, other than that, uptick on CCI, uptick on RSI, side tick on the MACD, and a slight downtick on the MACD histogram. So all is not lost for the bears at the moment, but certainly uh, this should give pause that bubble corrective move completed, and maybe now we can continue on our way up. Should be noted after hours today that Moody's downgraded a whole bunch of sovereigns. Nothing too major, in my opinion. I mean, it was just changing things to outlook negative, and nothing like Germany losing its AAA or anything like that. So it was interesting. We're not going to know until tomorrow how big of an impact it's actually going to have. All the downgrades that we've had in the last few months have not meant much of anything, so I'm not going to hold my breath. And oh, would you look at that? Actually, if I zoom this just right, we had a very, very slight uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average. Not a good sign for the bears. So, how about that? SPX, yep, stronger than the Dow today, getting above the high of Friday, but not yet breaking the high from Thursday. So it'll be very interesting to see if that's able to complete, or if we're going to have some further issues. Just like the Dow, we have a slight uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average, and not good for the bears. Absolutely not. We did have that downtick on Friday, and it didn't quite resolve itself intraday. So we should have 3 days left to resolve that, unless we are just on our way going massively higher. Uptick on the CCI, uptick on the RSI, and downtick on the MACD histogram, and side tick on the MACD. Very similar to the Dow, almost identical, but better candle showing than the Dow. The NASDAQ. Yep, we've been talking about this one for forever. It's been driving the market. Made a new high today. How about that? We had that downtick on Friday. Didn't come anywhere close to resolving that downtick. We said that it was a spinning top, and we needed further movement to the downside. I believe on Friday we had a slight downtick. Yes, we did on the 14-day RSI moving average. Well, it ticked up today. It's a little bit of a whipsaw there. Not a good sign. We did end with a hanging man. Is that going to be enough for it to have another down day? We won't know till tomorrow. Stochastics hanging out high. Fast stochastic going pointing down still. Uptick on the CCI, uptick on the RSI, and slight downtick on the MACD histogram, and a side tick on the MACD. So, just waiting. The VIX, oof. Not a great day for the VIX. Got a downtick with crossover of the short-term moving averages. Of course, resolved intraday. Not like we had a expansion of a bar or anything. So really, I guess I shouldn't even really mention that. We did mention on Friday that we had a giant spinning top and ended up below the major price consensus level. Well, and that we would have congestion going into the long-term moving averages. That did happen today, gapped down slightly, ended with a hammer, And we also ended right at the lower price consensus level. Not a not a coincidence, if you ask me. But if it does break down from here, that is really not a good sign. That would mean that we're most likely going in for a retest of the floor. You can see the CCI ticking down, the histogram, I'm sorry, 14-day RSI moving average ticking up slightly. Stochastics mixed, downtick on the RSI, downtick on the histogram, slight uptick on the MACD. And yeah, you could say, oh, well, it had such a big day on Friday that it needed to go down because it was overheated. Yes, that is definitely a valid argument. So the question is, what's going to happen tomorrow? And we simply don't know. XOI oil. Yep, when oil is bullish, the market is bullish. And we had that downtick on Thursday, almost resolving itself, but not quite. Just shy on Friday. And this big green candle today. Let's see here. Close, open, and it is bullish engulfing. How about that? Slight uptick on the 14-day RSI moving average. Stochastics trying to point down. Uptick on the CCI. Uptick on the RSI. Slight downtick on the MACD, and a side tick on the MACD, and slight downtick on the MACD histogram. Woo! Not a bad showing with oil. If it is going up to test the high, the question will be, is it going to break it or get rejected? Simply don't know at this point. How about that? TNA. Yep, after a few days of weakness and getting the downtick on Thursday, which was resolved on Friday, we gapped back up today, ending with a hanging man. 14-day RSI moving average is still moving up. We've been watching it this whole time. It's still moving up. Stochastics pointing down, CCI pointing up, RSI pointing up, MACD getting the bearish cross as of today, and downtick on the MACD histogram. Be very interesting to see what this one does, and it should be following CompQ. Did I do CompQ already? Yes, I did. Okay, so far the Dow has been the weakest. How about look at GE and see what we can tell from there. Had that downtick on Thursday. It was resolved Friday. Today ending with a very pretty hanging man, ending below the upper price consensus level, above the major price consensus level. 14-day RSI moving average still moving down. We are getting the cross in the stochastics with the 14-day RSI moving average, uptick on the CCI, uptick on the RSI, downtick on the MACD, and an uptick on the MACD histogram. Very mixed picture. We need another day. So that's not too useful. How about XLF, the financials, the banks? Downtick on Thursday, did not resolve itself on Friday, ending today with almost a red spinning top. 14-day RSI moving average moving down. Stochastics kind of mixed but pointing down. Uptick on the CCI, uptick on the RSI. Getting a bearish cross on the MACD, and the MACD histogram ending up at 0. Now I find this a little bit more telling because this should have done much better. Yes, it has this big gap today, but really it should have closed green with the news from Greece. So I do find that a little bit interesting, and we need more information. UUP. Yep, slight gap down, which is good for the market. Ending green, though, on the day. Very interesting. 14-day RSI moving average still ticking down very low. Stochastics on their way up. CCI down. RSI down. Histogram up. MACD up, looking for the bullish cross on the dollar. So this I find interesting, and I think that it'll be interesting tomorrow if the news of the Euro downgrades mean anything. which would be bad for the market, but we aren't going to know until tomorrow. FXE. It did gap up today and fell the whole day. How about that? 14-day RSI moving average still ticking up. Stochastics on the way down, CCI on the way up, RSI on the way up. MACD ticking down, MACD histogram ticking down. Very interesting. We need to see what happens tomorrow with the downgrade news. It would be nice to see it go down further and get sucked back into the collapsing bar, maybe even get spit out on the other side. But, you know, people are just loving the buy the dip phenomenon. And going on to GLD. Spinning top. 14-day RSI moving average still ticking up. Stochastics ticking down along with the CCI. The RSI ticking up. Bearish cross on the MACD and a downtick on the MACD histogram. Not too much to say here. We should be going in for a bar retest. But so far, that 14-day is still ticking up. SLV, more of the same. Spinning top. 14 days, still ticking up. CCI sideways. Stochastics down, RSI up. Bearish cross on the MACD. Downtick on the MACD histogram. This should also be going in for a bar retest, but we do have some... not everything is lined up just right, and it is an indecision candle. Alright, oh, there was one really cool move today, which is amazing. Apple, look at this sucker. Getting above $500 today, ending at the top of the upper Bollinger Band. Look at the excessive separation we have in the short-term moving averages. 14-day RSI moving average ticking up, stochastics locked in the upright position. CCI down slightly, but still very, very high. RSI ticking up, histogram ticking up, MACD ticking up. Just no signs of abatement for this rocket. And what else is there? How about a quick touch on Vegas? Boyd, we were saying that this one did not have negative divergence and that it would be hanging around. Nice red day today. 14-day RSI moving average ticking up, or ticking down. Stochastics ticking down. Down on the RSI, down on the MACD histogram, down on the MACD, uptick on the CCI. But staying within its little range, which is what it should be doing. MGM, we said this one did have negative divergence and ended today with a red hanging man. 14-day ticking down, but still above the 80. Stochastics ticking up, CCI ticking down, RSI ticking down slightly. Side tick on the MACD, down tick on the MACD histogram. No downtick as of yet. LVS said that this one had negative divergence. It moved down today, spinning top, almost fulfilling the downtick from Friday, but not quite. 14-day RSI moving average going sideways at the top. Stochastics heading down, CCI heading down, RSI ticking down, down on the MACD, down on the MACD histogram, and it'd be great to see this one finish its bubble corrective move and then see what it does from that point. Win. Ooh, we were saying that Win had different levels of support and resistance, and that we would consider them stuck in those areas until such time that they broke out or broke down. Down on the CCI, down on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the fast stochastic side, on the slow stochastic, down on the RSI, down on the histogram, down on the MACD, and let's see here. Oh, would you look at that? Major level hit and reversed off of today. So doing what it should be doing, but if it does break that level, should be going down into the 107s. Very interesting and fun. Okay, and that should do it for tonight. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.